everybody, it is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoy this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon. So today we are going to talk about something interesting, I guess, that's going on with Miraculous Ladybug. So this thread was kind of sent to me and posted, and it seems like that this particular user works on the Miraculous Ladybug animation team, and they had, like, I guess a thread on Twitter. We're just gonna read it. So I know everyone's having fun comparing Marc from Reverser to Hero from Big Hero 6, but hear me out and take into consideration the feelings of the people involved in the episode, smiley face. This episode is very special to Thomas. Obviously that's the creator, if you guys knew. Marc is based on his dear friend, and then it has Hope Morphin, I'm guessing. That is how that is pronounced. Who I also know the character means a lot to both of them, so comparing them or outright claiming they're based on Hero, just because of the red shirt and the black hair is kind of I know people are visual, but please allow me to, allocate, I guess, meet Hope. Okay, so then they have, some pictures, obviously, which I use in the thumbnail. And, so, though Marc is, male presenting, uses male pronouns, warning, I'm not confirming he's trans, just being specific since gender is a delicate subject. All we know about Marc is that he belongs to the LGBT community. His androgynous appearance is based on, and then the person that they added before. Hope that clears it up, since I saw some people joking about it, but others actually believing Marc is based on and expired to the reference, to, Hero. Have a good day, and keep drawing the precious baby, because he's cute AF. And then, we keep going. So obviously this person works on Miraculous Ladybug. They added Thomas over here and all that stuff. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that because I thought that it's kind of interesting. I guess, like, from I don't want to say, like, it's weird to say from a Disney standpoint, because I know, like, Disney's not the only person involved in the show, obviously. So it's sort of interesting from, I guess, just in general, like, how kid shows are sort of becoming more open about stuff like that. And I know it's not, like, necessarily out in the open in the actual show, but it was pretty, I don't know, it was pretty obvious to me that maybe they were hinting at something like that, because someone made a good point that Marc is writing about how, you know, Ladybug is in love with Nathaniel, or likes Nathaniel, but it's based in the perspective of Ladybug, and so it's almost like he is writing his own diary about how he likes Nathaniel, because he is, again, like, he is using sort of, people were basically saying he's using the persona of Ladybug in his writing to express his feelings from Nathaniel, especially, like, watching him from a distance at school, like, stuff like that, right? And so I thought that that was sort of interesting, because I was like, yeah, this boy, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that was obvious to me, like, as I guess, as an adult, as an older teenager who watches the show, that maybe that was their intention. So there's, like, that part, but there's also the part that it was, you know, based off of their friend who, again, if you look at the pictures, is obviously, androgynous, looking, if you want to, put it that way, I guess. Like, I don't know how else, gender fluid, you could say, too. Like, obviously, I don't know their identity, I just saw the pictures, and judging by what they said, like, even though Marc is male presenting, his sort of androgynous appearance is based off their friend, so I think androgynous is, something that kind of works well. But yeah, I'm kind of impressed with the show, just because, like, I know it's on Disney, and I know Disney is trying, but sometimes, you know, you kind of wonder, like, is Disney gonna do stuff like that, you know what I mean? And so I'm personally, like, really happy that somebody confirmed it, especially, you know, on Twitter. Obviously it won't reach everyone, but that's why I decided to make a video about it, because obviously there are people that don't know, maybe they want to know, and all of that sort of stuff. And I think the other thing is, too, is that I don't think that Marc is just Marc, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have been looking at Rose and Julia? I don't remember her name anymore. It's been a hot minute. They haven't been in episodes for a while. Rose and the goth girl, right? A lot of people are like, like, they're gay, you know what I mean? Which is, like, I agree with that, but it seems like they're trying to put in representation into the show in a very natural way. Like, they're not bragging about it, they're not like, oh, look at us, we did such a good job. They're not shoehorning it in, but they're basing certain characters off real people and their real friends, and their, you know, real friends just so happen to be a part of the LGBT community, right? So I think that's also interesting. Also, this is unrelated, but I'm wearing my Rooster Teeth Pride shirt, if you guys didn't notice, because I knew I was recording this today. I know that it's not Miraculous Ladybug, but it's the only, like, Pride memorabilia I have. Like, I don't have just a regular rainbow shirt, I only have the Rooster Teeth one. But anyway, so yeah, there's also that. And, I don't know, I would like to kind of see them, I guess, continue, and, like, for them to have, two of the classmates, I guess, in a relationship, even if that isn't so, like, obvious, you could say. Rose was in love with, like, the prince, right, in that episode, but I think that, like, Rose just reads me as the type of person that, like, could open her heart to anyone, you know what I mean? Like, she's just so nice, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. But yeah, I don't know, I just think that that would be cool. I really like what they're doing. It's sort of like, I don't want to drag any other fandoms, right? But in the wake of, like, the Voltron stuff, and I won't do a video on that because I'm not in the fandom, I'm just, like, sort of a silent observer. I've only watched a little bit of the show, but I'm like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, I have some feelings on that. It's not necessarily, so here's what I'll say that I know about it. It's not necessarily that they had, like, Shiro, I think that's his name, have a love interest, whose name is Adam, and then kill him off. It's more that, from what I saw, like, they were using a lot of advertising, with just them two, and if they only had 5 minutes of screen time, that advertising isn't necessarily so justified, you know what I mean? So that is sort of the bait, like, the advertisements, were intentionally baiting people to get in, but if those advertisements weren't there, I don't think I would see it as much of a problem, you know, if they used something else to advertise, or didn't use that specifically to advertise. So it's nice to see that sort of, like, in the wake of Voltron messes, right? Miraculous Ladybug, I think Steven Universe had a thing too a couple days ago, you know, all of these shows are having positive representation, and I don't know, it just makes me happy, especially because, like, when I was a kid, like, none of this was going on. Like, oh, I vividly remember, and you guys probably won't know this if you're young, I guess, but there was, like, a 16 episode where I think one of the characters was gay, and I, like, forgot about it, but, like, now that I remember, I totally remember seeing that, but I wonder what I thought, like, as a kid, because that's probably the only series that I watched that would have had something like that, was 16. Also, 16 is a Canadian show, if you guys don't know. It's, like, basically exclusively Canadian. I know some US people know about it, but it's Canadian show first. So that kind of, maybe, like, isolates it more from being like, hey, do you guys remember this? But yeah, so that's the only exposure, I guess, that I would have had. And personally, when I was a kid, I just thought everybody was bisexual. Like, no one corrected me for the longest time until I reached high school, because I guess in high school, like, I went to a Catholic school, and so they really try to hone in on, like, hey, don't, you know, abstinence, don't do anything with anybody ever, but especially don't do it with, you know, other people of your sex, right, or whatever they say. And I was like, what? Well, what do you mean? Is it everybody? And then, like, you know, quickly I got told no. So that was one of those things, right? And this may not necessarily be, like, a big thing, you know what I mean? But I think it could, like, make kids a bit more comfortable with dressing that way, if that's the way that they feel like they want to dress, right? Because, you know, Marc has nail polish, he has a more feminine appearance, you could say. And so if I was a kid and I was watching that from the perspective of a boy, I'd be like, man, like, that guy has nail polish and he's really cool. And he's also, like, sort of sensitive, he's a writer, you know what I mean? So there's, like, even some representation in that for, you know, boys to sort of do artsy stuff like that as well. But, like, if it was, like, flipped and I was a girl and I was seeing, like, a really, like, I guess, like, butch tom girl or whatever, I'd be like, man, I can dress like that, that's cool. So I hope that the reverse is true for people that will watch this show, or boys that will watch this show. They'll be like, hey, like, I want to wear nail polish, that's awesome, you know what I mean? Like, if they feel like that's something they want to do now, they can be like, see, like, Marc from Miraculous Ladybug, like, he has it, so, like, I can do it, you know, if I want to, right? So I feel like that's pretty positive as well. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I just wanted to kind of read the thread, tell you guys about the thread if you didn't know. And yeah, so that is basically it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Bye. Hey everybody, thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you very much to our $10 patrons who get to request video topics for us to do every month. Thank you to our $5 patrons who get early access to all of our videos. And last but not least, thank you to our $1 patrons who get access to the Discord server, Patreon polls, all of that sort of stuff. And so if you guys want any of those perks, you guys should check out our Patreon, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.